Hello class, thank you for coming to my week 7 MPA 570 policy analysis. Just as an overview, we will be going over the problem analysis, stakeholders, different alternatives, evaluation matrix and justification, as well as a conclusion and recommendation. The problem analysis. The California Highway Patrol reported that in 2020 there were 11,650 police pursuits in the state of California. Of the 11,650 pursuits, 2,478 or 21.2% ended in a crash, which resulted in property damage or injuries. 47 of these pursuits resulted in fatality accidents where 61 people lost their lives. So in regards to the stakeholders, the obviously the biggest one are the law enforcement agencies and officers. So police officers, sheriff's deputies, California Highway Patrol, general motorists, innocent bystanders and pedestrians, the suspects, and government jurisdictions like the cities who have police departments, counties that utilize sheriff's departments, and the state itself, and nonprofit organizations that are advocating for safer pursuit policies. Alternative 1, which is the as-is policy, can be found under California SB 719. Under SB 719, there is no blanket policy that all law enforcement agencies need to follow. Instead, it states that all law enforcement agencies need to establish their own policy based on the needs of the jurisdiction. However, it should follow some guidelines and discuss key points such as when to initiate pursuit, when to terminate pursuits, pursuit intervention techniques, and collaboration between agencies. There's also other mandates under SB 719 for regular and periodic training of law enforcement officers and driving techniques, as well as collecting data and giving that data to the California Highway Patrol so that they can compile a yearly report based on crashes, injuries, and property loss that were caused by police pursuits. However, like I said, there isn't really a blanket policy. These are just more as like guidelines that individual agencies need to follow when writing their own policy. Alternative number 2 would be a statewide policy for law enforcement, which would implement a balance test or a risk versus reward, where the crime would be weighed against the risk to the general public. So when a pursuit is initiated, the law enforcement officer must take into consideration the type of crime that is being pursued after, the need to immediately apprehend the suspect, speeds of the pursuit, as well as other conditions such as traffic congestion, weather, lighting, and availability of air support. If the officer feels that the danger to the public is too risky, he or she may choose to cancel or terminate the pursuit. However, if the officer feels that it is exigent to capture the suspect, or they feel that conditions are safe, they may continue chasing after the suspect. The expected outcome is a 10% drop in traffic collisions through a higher level of scrutiny in pursuits, which was evidenced by other states that have adopted this type of policy. The timeline for implementation would be January 1st, 2026, and the budget was based off an average to implement a new bill in the state of California, which is $30,000. Alternative 3 is a blanket adoption of a restrictive policy where law enforcement officers may not pursue most property crimes, misdemeanor crimes of any type, traffic violations, or infractions. They may only pursue felonious crimes where there is continued immediate threat to public safety if not immediately apprehended. They may not pursue if there is an identified suspect and may arrest at a later time. Pursuits must be approved by a supervisor, and even then, a balance test must be conducted by the supervisor. In states that have adopted similar policies, there have been a 20 to 30% drop in traffic collisions through a restricted pursuit policy. The timeline would be January 1st, 2026, and once again, the average cost to implement a new bill in the state of California is $30,000. As seen here, all the policies were ran through an evaluation matrix and were given points from 1 to 5 based on administrative feasibility, political feasibility, effectiveness, and efficiency. Um, Based on the information and rating scale, alternative 3, the most restrictive, gained the most points for administrative feasibility, political feasibility, effectiveness, and efficiency. Therefore, in order to reduce injuries and deaths to innocent bystanders and civilians, as well as to protect our police officers and law enforcement officers, as well as budget feasibility, it is proposed that alternative number 3 be recommended for further consideration and study and the eventual implementation. Thank you.